Welcome to the after party. Join us in the after party. Welcome to the after party. It's a celebration. Join us in the after party. Oh, the new Cringe intro. It's the after party remix, the dance edition.
That was worse than I thought it was going to be, Eric.
It needs ad libs, so the next time we do that, you have to like throw in some ad libs so we can replace it with the version that has you in it.
What happened to the gangster rap?
No more. We're moving on. It's a remix. It's the dance version. So
yeah, I was expecting exploiters and
no, nothing like that. It's just a little remix. We might change like the visuals for it, but that's the song for now.
Somebody just make an edit of just like it's like some like it's like Eric doing like various dance moves.
If somebody has like some good clips from the after party they want to throw together in like a little 30-second thing, we can do it. So has Pagey's mic downgraded? Did you downgrade your mic? Is that what's going on here?
I don't think so.
It might not have that mic as your source because it does sound a little weird. Check and see if it's your headphones or something. Did it change it?
No. Should be the same thing.
Well, people are saying it sounds different, so maybe it's their ears. Maybe that's
I'll unplug it and plug it back in.
Oh, I heard it when you unplugged it and plugged it back in. I shouldn't have heard that. That's weird. It's troubleshooting, right? When we get back, bam, right into the troubleshooting. Want to give a shout out to Pete Bland, who is a new Team Airrick member. Thank you so much for joining. By the way, if you are a Team Airrick member, check your new loyalty badges. You'll see that they have changed. So now they're unique depending on where you are in your subscription to Team Airrick. You'll see characters like Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Superman, Batman, and the Flash, as well as for the people that have been members for a long time, you'll have like a special star with like a bunch of characters in it. So check your badges and see where you are. There we go.
What do I sound like now, DJ Erickson III?
I mean, to me, it's fine, but people, I guess, are saying that you sound different. So
fuck, man.
Hey, Dinah Dragon, how are you? South Texas Shark in the house. Thank you so much. So this would be considered the After Party 7.0, but as you can see, the branding is gone for that. We're moving into a more standardized branding. And the reason for that is because we're going to be doing this for a while. I don't think it's going to be much different in terms of like, how we change things between now and the premiere of basically Superman and Lois, because that's the next big show, I guess, it's coming out from DC. We're going to do some merch. I'm working on some animated stuff. I didn't have a chance to finish it by today, but there's going to be some cartoon versions of myself and Pagey with some phrases from the after party over the years that will be available in a shop before the end of August. It will not be as cringy as the DC TV shows, so make sure you stay tuned for that because we won't be doing those kinds of commercials over here. We'll not be doing it. And and it should ship worldwide. I'm gonna try and find a service that works like all over the world because I actually think several of them, including Ben's, I believe, is not fully worldwide shipping. I think some of them, yeah. It sounds like a headset, Mike, is what they're saying.
Get ready for a flashback because I'm not changing it.
I don't know what it is, to be honest. Does mine sound like a headset mic or is mine okay? Maybe it's something with StreamYard.
I don't know what it should be.
Yeah, maybe. South Texas Shark, Team Airrick member for 7 months says, can we get a Twitch These Nuts shirt? That is literally one of the first things we're working on. So yeah. Mine is fine. So I guess it's a W for me and an L for you, which is, I mean, honestly, that's typically how it works. So I don't see.
Well, if we fucking knew what the issue was, then we could decide what's the W or the L, because this could be some sabotage. Like, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I'm happy to look. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I haven't done anything. So
Yeah,
what
I
did you
don't
do?
know. I didn't do. It's StreamYard. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know. I don't trust you. You were here
I,
too early.
I actually think they might be trolling you. I don't know for sure though. Not totally sure. All right. So new format with the after party while we're basically back in our COVID era again. So lots of topics that relate to our fandom as well as stuff connected to TVs and movies if it crosses over. And towards the end of the streams was when we get super edgy. I'll bring in like random topics if we have time at the end that may just be
Eric, does that look appetizing?
no. And as you can tell, we kept Saturdays. I did two polls on the community tab between Team Airrick members and the Airrickverse folks. You guys have picked Saturday as the best day, I guess, for everybody, and we're gonna keep it at the same time for now. However, hang a hat on that. If we decide for whatever reason we might switch a day during the week because we have something to do on Saturday or something along those lines, I will advertise several days in advance so you know that we're changing the day for whatever reason. So there we go. Pagey's pick may return. It won't be today, but we may bring it back. I'll talk to Pagey afterwards and we'll see.
Ooh.
The Pagey's pick will come back.
Sometimes I got edgy. Eric didn't like them when I was doing them sometimes. I was just like, oh fuck, this is gonna get
I don't know. Maybe I'll embrace the edginess of it or whatever. Let's see. Also, finally got the members badges working, which by the way, I just mentioned that. By the way, if you guys have any suggestions for loyalty badges, I can change them over time. Definitely hit me up on social media. Let me know. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about before we get to our first topic of the day is I'm working on a series called The After Party Expose the Lost Tapes and Deleted Footage. And basically, it's just, why did you laugh at that? I told you about this already. You kind of knew what I was doing.
I thought you were going to call it After Party, like, Unleashed or After Party After Dark or something.
I mean, we could change it. I mean, yeah. But basically,
you could do clickbait. You could do like After Party XXX or something like that. That would be like,
maybe.
Is that going too far?
I don't know. I think YouTube would probably mark that as not safe for work.
But then we can say, hey, it's like the Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah. It could be like an advertisement for OnlyFans, basically, is what it could be.
Well, that will probably, I don't think you're allowed to do that in YouTube. Yeah.
So what that's going to be is I'm actually going through, and this is why it's taking so long. I wanted to have it ready by yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. Is they are going to be like 6-hour streams, right? They'll premiere, so you'll be able to chat like we are in the chat room right now. It'll be a 6-hour stream that will be showing not only like some of the best and most interesting clips from the after parties over the years. It also has clips in it of times when Pagey and I were completely wrong about stuff. Like on the shows, I found times where we guessed things and they were just completely wrong.
Oh, it's not like theories though.
Yeah. So we have that on there. Plus, I'm also including clips from my channel before the era of like Arrowverse.
I'm worried. Jackass, like, who wants to place bets on who's going to get cancelled first since we're digging up old footage? What did I say? Did I say something dodgy? Probably, but what?
I don't think it's. It's bad takes, but I don't think there's anything cancelable with that.
Otherwise, we might be able to retitle the series After Party Road to Cancellation.
Well, I have to say, if you're not going to watch it live, it will be available on playback for a very short amount of time, and then it will be a Team Airrick member exclusive. So you want to be there live so you can watch it along with everybody else. And you can also super chat. And I will check in while the stream is going on because it's not going to be me on stream. It'll just be a premiere. But if you want to super chat, I will pull your super chats up on the stream while it's going on. So, or I'll answer them, one or the other. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. What do you say?
I'm gonna give my top 3 things I'm hoping to see. So hopefully they haven't been archived to never be shown again.
Yeah.
Twitch these nuts is too recent, so I'm not including that. Though if we were like 3 months from now, I think that'd be up there in the top 3. I think I have a feeling it got deleted, so I don't even know if it exists. But the initial Unabomber reveal, but I think that doesn't exist.
I have to. No, it might be on StreamYard though. I have to look back because StreamYard saves our live streams, so it might be on StreamYard.
Fun scrolling.
Because remember, I pay for the premium one, so it might still be there. I have to go and look.
Number 2, just some sort of compilation of me versus Eric in like verbal fights.
Yes.
Where
If anybody has a fight between myself and Pagey that you remember and you want to see it in one of those episodes, make sure you like hit me up online and let me know. Because the thing is that I'm all the way back in like 2016 right now. So it's all of the much older stuff where before it got super edgy. When I get to like the COVID era, that's when like the super edgy fights start happening. But if you have any that you like, I mean, make sure you drop them.
Well, the only thing I think Eric confirmed to me is that there's going to be a singular episode of these streams called the Ray Fisher Experience. So,
I mean, combined with the Ezra Miller experience, I mean, they're both going to be combined together, basically.
Which one's more scary?
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, matter of fact, we've got some Snyder cut news today, so there's stuff to talk about today. Also, I'm going to be starting a night once a week nightly podcast on here. That will be it'll be the Team Airrick member podcast. Instead of doing it once a month, it'll be once a week. And it's going to be like super edgy random topics. And if you would like to participate in the chat, you have to be a Team Airrick member, but it'll be available for everybody to watch. So you can still tune in and watch it whether you're a Team Airrick member or not. So the bonus is you get the chat. Plus, your badges will pop up on screen, which is actually really good. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Are we about to move into the topics?
Yep, first topic. Why? What's up?
I don't. Okay, we're just talking about potential old things coming up and exposing people.
Okay.
Eric, you owe everyone an apology.
Why?
Don't smile when you I'm being serious here.
Okay.
What is you owe everyone an apology. You owe everyone an apology for wasting our times last week and pretty much gaslighting us. Now, I've never really demanded apology from people before, but you pushed it too far last week. You pushed it too far. We're lucky that we ended the stream with a bit of comedy. Oh, it wasn't even last week. It was 2 weeks ago when we had the after party. That's how.
Was it here or was it on Twitch?
It was on the after party. So that's why I'm bringing up on the after party. So 14 days ago, 14 nights, a fortnight, 2 weeks ago, you really disrespected the intelligence of the community by saying that you do not own a pink shirt. The picture is right there. Everyone, if you were here 2 weeks ago,
that's a filter.
He gaslit us.
That's a filter.
No, don't even try this ass. Don't even try this bullshit.
That's a filter.
You gaslit us and made us think, hey,
I did that.
What
I did that in Facetune.
You're talking crap.
I did it in Facetune. I just went in and changed the color of the shirt.
No, this is a lie. This is a lie. Now, I didn't think I was going to be the pushing one for Eric to get cancelled. It's up for the chat. But if you feel disrespected enough, make sure.
Is it a hashtag pink shirt cancel? Pink shirt cancel.
Hashtag just don't lie. Hashtag don't lie. Hashtag be truthful. Hashtag don't be disrespectful, because it's really triggered me for the past week and a half since I got my 100%.
Wait, am I the villain here? Is that me? Am I the villain?
You're just the troubled individual who feels they need to lie to progress in society. So that's the thing that you need to work on. But yeah, so are you going to apologize? Or you just because you haven't apologized as of yet? You just
hashtag no. Hashtag no.
Okay, well, I tried to get the apology.
I mean, I might as well just go on full disrespect if I'm going to do it. I mean, yeah. Speaking of disrespectful, do you see this? It is the red carpet for the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. With literally no one there. Because there's a strike going on.
Captain, if you follow the red carpet, it leads you to
That's random.
So, yeah. How does that make you feel, Pagey? Are you...
Well, it's random. I guess the director can go and the producers and stuff.
But none of the stars, none of the.
Well, they could. Maybe they could get TikTok people or some shit. That's weird though. But I guess it's the whole thing of maybe they. I don't know. They've had it all set up and organized, and the movie's going to come out anyway. So maybe.
Did you see the trailer for the movie?
No, I just my question is, I was why are they remaking a movie that only came out 20 years ago?
Yeah,
that's true. I know that wasn't a remake; that was just based off the ride or whatever. I mean, the Eddie Murphy one's still good. I don't know why this one's probably going to be shit as well. Why would you? The Eddie Murphy one was good for me.
The Eddie Murphy one is goated, I think.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
a
haven't
good
watched it
movie.
since I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure I liked it when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was really awkward that they are doing a red carpet for something that's not going to have like any actors present. But you're right. I guess directors could go, honestly.
The directors, producers, if they're not specifically a part of the right, or like necessarily going to be overly affiliated with what's going on with the Writers Guild, and then, as I said, like TikTok twerkers and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we've been keeping an eye on this, and a lot has unfolded since when were we live? We were live on Tuesday night. I can't remember. I think it was Tuesday. We went live when we were talking about the possibility of a strike, and now it's official. It's official. The writers and the actors are on strike. The directors signed off. Like theirs ended quickly. I think it was like less than a week, right, when they signed off on a deal.
The director's one was much easier to get across the line because there's the amount there, and again, there's also the amount per project. There's remember the movie. There's one director usually, or at least one directing name, even if it's a duo.
So here's the thing. We're going to go over like the things that they cannot do. There's a list of stuff that you will not see actors or writers doing while this is happening. And RIP conventions, I mean, like,
well, like a convention like Comic-Con, I think like those fan expos and stuff where people just get to get photos and stuff, they said that they're probably going to keep going unless like there's nothing that they do there that really conflicts with what's the SAG people can and can't do.
yeah.
So unless like they had, unless it's someone like Ahsoka, like I'm sure like if like Rosario Dawson, she would be able to go because she's got something about to come out, and there'd be questions about it, or anyone associated with that show, or Blue Beetle, anyone from like George Lopez, if he ever went to those conventions or something, he couldn't go. Things like that. But like Grant Gustin, who's a part of SAG, could go to a convention because he's
because he doesn't have anything coming out, right? I mean, that makes sense.
Well, he has that freebie movie.
Actually, we're going to look at it. I think past stuff is counted too. We'll look there. We'll look at the Variety article and see. I think they confirmed that you can't talk about anything you've done. You can't do any of that. But
maybe they just go and maybe they go and they just do the photos and autographs and don't do panels.
Oh, that's true. That's probably
what they could do. Yeah.
Here's the things right now. These are just a few of the things that production is completely stopped on. Like they're not doing anything on these right now. Deadpool 3 that we just saw like last week, all of those set photos with Wolverine and all that, they've shut down production. No longer on production. Sandman season 2 has stopped production. Some stuff can't even go into production, which is like Ghostbusters 4, the Mufasa Lion King movie, Avatar 3 and 4. They can't do Paddington in Peru, Pagey. Paddington in Peru has stopped production. Can't move forward right now. Movies that were close to being done, I think like Beetlejuice 2 had to stop production. Gladiator 2, Daredevil Born Again is still, but Daredevil Born Again was stopped during the writer's strike. It hasn't been doing anything since like probably midway through the writer's strike, but there's so many more. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, it's very clear that this is the kind of leverage the writers needed, because now the actors are digging their heels in the sand when it comes to AI. And we'll look at that in a second with like some of the demands they want. Are you worried? I mean, because looking at it now, the writers have been on strike for like 70 days now. So it's like 70 days on the writers. The actors just went on strike. How long could this go on for? This is the first time in like 60 years that both of them have been on strike at the same time, I think is what they said.
Well, I think the real answer to that is like how long can the studios hold out? Because like I think the estimate is that like I think the range is they're losing 25 to 35 million per production day. Mm-hmm. So obviously I don't know if they count the weekends as a production day because it's a weekend. So let's just say it's Monday to Friday. They're losing like 25 to 35. So if you average it off, around 30 million per day across Hollywood. Not each studio, but across Hollywood. I think each studio, it's like it varies probably on the amount of productions they had going on or would have had going on. Mm-hmm. So if it goes on for a month, that's $1 billion.
Yeah, so this is something Laura's pointing out. Some productions, because of the logistics of it, are capable of continuing filming. Like things that film outside of the United States or have some sort of contractual obligation to finish, they can keep going. But it's very few things.
Well, no, it's just because they're not SAG actors. Like most of those actors were like, and that's sort of like why
that's true.
When they do things like that, they will cast like people that aren't American and stuff like that because
Yeah, we talked about that over
you
on
never
Twitch. I
know.
forgot about that. About the
Like there's
other
things that had
countries.
to halt in Australia, like Mortal Kombat was filming here, and there was like an HBO series or something filming here. And they had to wrap up. But then there's like some other things that are still allowed to film because they're like just Australian productions or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much anything that's like by an American studio for them, pretty much.
Let's take a look at what is actually not allowed here. So SAG-AFTRA list strikes rules for members, no premieres, award shows, social media promo, FYC events, and more. And we're going to we're not going to read this article. I just want to look at some of the things. So these are the things that they're not allowed to do while the strike is happening. Acting, singing, dancing, performing stunts, piloting on-camera aircraft, okay, puppeteering, performance capture, or motion capture work. Most of that seems logical to me. I understand why those things are pretty much banned for SAG members. The weird thing about piloting on-camera aircraft, that must have been something like super specific that happened. They felt the need to like put that in there. Principal off-camera work such as ADR looping, so no voiceovers, TV trailers, promos, and theatrical trailers, so they can't even promo trailers. Voice acting, singing, narration, including audio descriptive services, except as the services may be covered by another collective bargaining agreement referred in the notice to members regarding non-struck work. This is what I was talking about. There may be some contractual things that kind of like force them to finish it, but I don't know what that specifically would be. Stunt coordinating and related services, background work, stand-in work, photo and or body doubles, fitting, wardrobe test, and makeup test. So this is why we're not seeing anything from like the Fantastic, because I heard they said they had to start. Did you hear that the Fantastic Four casting was paused because of this? So yeah,
I didn't hear that, but
yeah, they said somewhere that they were doing costume fittings and things like that. Rehearsals and camera tests, scanning, interviews and auditions, including via self-tape, promotion of publicity services work under theatrical. So this is would affect anything outside of like actual on-set stuff, right? So this is tours, personal appearances, interviews, conventions, fan expos, festivals, for your consideration events, which I don't really know what that would be unless it's just like more promotional stuff. Panels, they can't do panels.
For your consideration events is like for awards.
Oh, okay, got it. Well,
Like,
it says award show
Emmys,
here separately. It says
you know,
award show.
but the thing
here
is, the
separately.
Emmys just came out, so I don't know. Like, Emmy nominations just came out, so
yeah, but it has award show separately.
unless
So maybe there's
unless this goes on for quite a while,
yeah.
Like then I guess that's
junkets,
like
podcast appearances. Okay, oddly
enough. Oh fuck!
Yeah. What?
Fuck!
What?
Oh, we had Hugh Jackman lined up. Oh. And now we can't. Oh, sorry, guys. You're gonna have to blame the strike. Sorry.
Okay. So I actually had someone who is a SAG member that was going to do a podcast with me. I've been talking with them for a while. I'm not going to say who it is yet because I want to wait till we reschedule. But I was talking to them on social media, and they agreed to join me to talk about. This was before the strike happened, about what would happen if they went on strike, and we were going to talk about that, and then some of their work and stuff like that.
Him appearing wouldn't be in violation of this.
What do you mean?
Well, it says it's promotion of the thing.
Right.
So he doesn't have, I don't know, Twitch These Nuts, the movie, whatever, coming out that he's going to promote. So he can come on and talk shit.
But we thought it was best for now just to not do it until we're sure about it. So we just kind of postponed it. If this goes on for a while, I'll continue to talk with them and try to.
Well, you know why? You know why there's not a violation there?
Why?
Because it says interviews, and I mean, you saw, what was it? Clark Gregg all over the news talking.
Right. I'd have to see how, because podcast appearances makes it feel like it's a gray area. So I'll have to talk to him and find out. But
I think it's just if he's not promoting something that's SAG related.
This one they got called out on social media because they're not sure exactly what that means. That means they can't actually post, because I've seen actors and writers posting on social media. So I'm not really sure.
But Eric, it's about promoting things. It's like how that Sholo, the guy that plays Bluebeard.
So if they're not explicitly promoting something that they're working on, then they can still.
Yeah, they can't promote those projects, but they could jump on Instagram and said having a waffle or something like that.
We do have a couple things I want to show here that after we talk about this here, but studio showcases, negotiating and or entering into consenting to an agreement to perform covered services in the future. So no, this is why they announced all that stuff Monday before this happened, or Tuesday, I should say, because they knew they couldn't, that a lot of this would be, they couldn't actually do this after the strike happened. Any new agreement related to merchandising connected to a covered project. Also, someone said that the reason why they also did that is because they wanted to make sure they taped interviews and stuff right before the blackout happened. So I think a lot of that was probably going on, right? Like someone said that a lot of interviews with like the Blue Beetle cast is going to be from the last couple weeks instead of leading up to the movie.
Yeah.
Performing on a trailer for Struck promotion or any other ancillary content connected to a Struck production. So does any of this surprise you, or does this sound pretty
No, it sounds
straightforward?
Pretty in line. Like, and also the simple thing is just you can't just do anything regarding the projects. That's just pretty much the way to put it.
I have to say, speaking about Barbie and Oppenheimer, I think they're fine because they've been promoting up until like a few days ago.
They come out this week. They come out in 4 days. For me, it's 4 days. So like
Yeah.
all the promotion's there.
And they have the fans on their side because everybody's promoting the movie for them. Basically,
I can tell you, Eric, this is the first time I can think of since I can't even think of the last time I bought tickets this far in advance because you had to.
Yeah.
Barbie was full. I think I do wonder if the cinema's full for my section. I had to do it a week before. I was like, hey, we're not gonna be able to get tickets if we do not buy this shit now. Like, what's going on? Because like 3/4 of the cinema is full and it's still a week to go. This never happens in Australia. The last time I can remember it maybe happening was Endgame.
Yeah.
That was the last time I actually felt you had to buy in advance.
Speaking of Blue Beetle, R.I.P. the Dream, I guess. So Zolo made a post here. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio okay. We're going to listen to this. It's a very short video, but basically he talks about the movie and why they can't promote anymore. And I'm going to tell you guys why I think this is like a really bad scenario for Blue Beetle after we listen to what it has to say. Let's listen to this.
Oye, friends, familia, Sholomaridueña here, Miguel Diaz, Goracay, and soon to be your Blue Beetle, on DC's Blue Beetle coming out August 18th. I'm making this video to address the recent news in the entertainment industry. If you haven't heard,
what are you laughing about?
The actors are striking.
Pause it.
In solidarity with the writers.
Hold on.
And
it's another window.
First and foremost.
Okay, what were you gonna
say? It sounded like he was like apologizing for getting like canceled or something.
Yeah. Where he was talking about the news and the.
I'm here to address the news or whatever it is.
Yeah, it did feel like one of those like Instagram apologies. But anyway,
we're striking in solidarity. SAG is striking in solidarity with the writers. First and foremost, I hope that the issue gets resolved swiftly. And with that being said, it needs to be solved in the right way. And the people who are asking for the right to live and work and thrive in the business should be allowed to and should be able to. And because of that reason, I won't be able to promote the movie throughout the duration of this press junket. We had so much great stuff aligned.
I wonder how much money they had, because I mean, we saw this movie not getting promoted as much as some of the other films. I mean, obviously they just had the other trailer come out, but I wonder how many projects they had planned specifically to promote this movie as being like a first time type character for DC. You know what I mean? Like sort of like how Marvel has premiered like any movie that's a more diverse type movie from their slate. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they had a lot of stuff planned and how much money the studio is going to lose out on that in the long run. Any thoughts on that? Do you think they would have had special events planned specifically for
Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Maybe they might have gone to maybe they might have gone to Mexico City for the premiere or something, or for a premiere down there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done it before for other DC movies.
Yeah.
And I really wish that we could get it to you guys, but we need to stand on the right side of history. And because of that, we're planting our feet in the ground. With that being said, this is a fantastic movie. And
I mean, isn't this sort of promoting it? by doing that. Like, this is a fantastic. I feel like
I
this
think
is
he got it out before. I think he got this out before the strike. I think that's why he uploaded
You
it.
know, it
All
needs
right.
to be seen on the
Yeah, it
biggest
says
screen. and
there
It was
his
so
final was
fantastic
before
to
the
get to
strike.
film my first movie for IMAX and to work with such a phenomenal cast and crew. I cannot speak highly enough about our wonderful ensemble. I have to shout them out now if I don't get a chance to shout them out on the day of the premiere. How can I even start? Susan Sarandon, George Lopez, Elpidia Carrillo, Damian Alcazar, Bruna Marquezini, Melissa Escobedo, Raúl Max Trujillo. If I'm forgetting anyone, Elpidia Carrillo, Adriana Barraza, Harvey Guillen, every single person in front of the camera, behind the camera, our shepherd, our wonderful director, Angel Malvo Soto. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for entrusting me with this role. And I'm so excited for everyone to be able to see it for the
All right, we'll stop it there. Basically, he's shouting it out. I would say go watch this video. This is from Discussing Film. I don't know if it's still on his Instagram or not. I believe it was posted on his Instagram originally, but so everyone Discussing Film and check it out. So obviously the writer's strike and the actor strike is very important because they're dealing with issues within the industry that are a pretty big deal for them. But I think it sucks primarily from Blue Beetle because I think this movie really needed a win. Like, not just for like all the fans, but in general, I think if we wanted to see this character come back, you know what I mean? Like, I think this movie needs to do something, and this puts it in a really bad spot. What do you think about that? Like, do you think the movie has a path to success now that this is happening? Do you think that's still possible, or do you think this is really going to hurt the film? Because we saw what happened with the Flash movie.
I don't know, because it's still gonna be able to promote it and everything. Like, I don't know how much like them doing stuff with the actors would have helped too much, especially if they've banged stuff up and stuff like that. Like, it just doesn't help it. You know, I don't know if it does a ridiculous amount of damage. I just don't think it helps it.
I mean, this movie needs a promotion. Let's be clear here. I do believe Blue Beetle needs promotion, to be honest.
Yeah, the question, the thing is whether like they're looking at like the analytics and stuff and wondering whether like how much is it worth promoting and stuff like that. But then again, like who knows like how much they've, because like
well, he said there was a lot of stuff they wanted to get out there, so I'm assuming there was other stuff coming for Blue Beetle.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it was just like things like going to other cities and wherever it was, like, especially because it's like I'm assuming that they like speak. I guess they speak Spanish in the movie at points, so maybe going to Spain, going to Mexico, maybe somewhere in South America.
We have a couple super chats here, or a super chat and a Team Airrick member chat. We have Stagger over here with the $4.99 super chat. If the strike goes on past the fall, the Superman, Lois, and other shows may not return until around next summer. Here's the deal. This is the sad reality. If some of these shows miss their filming dates and it goes too far, they'll just cancel the shows.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Yeah. Stuff like that doesn't get pushed back because what happens is the actors can't sit around waiting for a show that's postponed. They need to move on. And if this show misses it,
well, it's not that. It's not that. It's whether someone like the CW wants to keep going with it.
Well, yeah, but you also
I think
but the actors aren't going to sit around and wait if there's an indefinite postponal. Like, they're not going to wait.
But Eric, they're the ones striking, so that's why it doesn't really matter. Like, they're the ones. Like, it's like they're the ones that are in that position.
What I'm saying though is, if it passes that point, like the strike ends, but then the CW's like, we don't know when we're going to go back to filming. They're not going to wait for that. They're going to find other projects. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm. No, the actors won't because they're under contract. But it'll be the actors can't just get. They're under contract, but it'll be the CW that can be like, fuck this, and then like we're expecting it. That's why we renewed it, because we thought it was going to come like this, and then they can just drop it.
We saw it during COVID. I'm not saying that the actors like they would cancel it because the actors are striking or whatever. I mean, they could, but I'm saying like if the strike ends and the CW had postponed it and they're not moving forward at all, I don't think the actors under contract have to stay if it's just if it's like in limbo. I think they can move on. I don't think they just can wait indefinitely.
Yeah, but it's not. Well, no, because it's still, as I said, it's going to be for the CW. I mean, the actors are the ones that are a part of the prolonging, which, you know, it's fair enough. They're doing what they want to do. But it's,
I said after the strike ends. I've said it.
I know. But the whole hypothesis around this is because of what's happening now. So
Right.
after it, I don't think it really matters too much with the actors because they're probably going to get what they want. And to be honest, like a lot of times, like this CW stuff, like CW stuff, doesn't really revolve too much around the because they actually like. I think the CW show is one of the ones that actually get decent residuals because it actually aired on network TV.
But the other thing is that the CW doesn't have a lot. This is my other concern. If this actor strike goes on for long enough, the CW may not survive as a network because
Well,
they can't
no,
keep
the
putting out
thing
this
is
other
that
content.
no, it's not about that actually. It's actually the opposite. They're going to be looking at the person's like, well, they jumped on it early.
What do you mean?
What has CW been doing for the past year? And everyone's like, why the fuck are they doing that? No one's going to watch it.
The sports stuff, the sports events. What are you talking
Close.
about? That?
International shows.
That's not working for them though. They're canceling those shows. They're not getting viewers.
It's actually, if you actually look at the ratings and stuff like that, like I think 2 of their international shows are like just under 0.5, about 500,000 viewers, which is like what an average CW show has been for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I know, but they've also had shows that they've had to
Oh
cancel.
yeah, oh no, don't get me wrong. They've got, but that's the whole point. That's their whole point doing it. They're hoping for that they want them solid shows. And
is it Brad Schwartz? Is he still the president of CW?
Yeah,
right
and that's the thing. You're going to see a lot of the shows. I think you're going to see a lot of the networks or whatever it is, depending on how long this strike goes for. I think if it goes for over 6 weeks, you'll see that because they'll need stuff for the full lineup starting in October.
There's actually we've talked. Well, there's a specific story I want to get to where I'm going to talk about that and what I think is going to happen there. I think what's going to happen with Superman and Lois is if the strike goes on beyond filming dates for Superman and Lois, and they could delay it a little bit, but if it gets to the point where it's getting delayed beyond this upcoming the filming season, I think they'll cancel the show.
I think they'd have up until November to start filming.
Yeah.
I think this is done within 6 weeks anyway, mainly because of the actors' side coming in. But it depends whether it's both sort of at the same time. Because regardless, the actors' strike could go on for longer than the writers' one, and the show could still come out. But
yeah,
then as long as like the actors thing ended before they started filming, but they need to write the goddamn show. They probably not even written episode 1, let alone planned out the major story points of the season.
Technically, they can't even storyboard or anything. Technically,
no. Like Todd Helbing can be like in his head know what he wants, and maybe even write things on.
But he can't submit anything.
He can't write anything
officially. He can take his own notes and stuff, but he can't submit anything.
Yeah,
technically. So
yeah.
So Anthony Beltry, who's been a Team Airrick member for 34 months and has the big badge, the special like been around forever badge, which I really enjoyed making. What's your anticipated CBM left we have this year? So we have 3? We have Blue Beetle, we have the Marvels, and we have Aquaman this year. And I will say for me, I'm excited for all of them for different reasons. I want Blue Beetle to be good because I think that character deserves a chance to move on to like a bigger film. And I like the casting. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. The Marvels, I'm really excited for because Captain Marvel is one of my favorite comic book characters, and I know a lot of people have issues with Brie Larson, but I enjoy the movie. I know Paige, you said you didn't particularly like her as Captain Marvel, but I don't think the movie was bad. I think at the worst it was mid.
It was just a mid movie. I don't know why people. It's definitely not the worst MCU movie, but I don't know why people go on about it so much.
And with Aquaman, I want to see what it is. Like, is it really going to be a dumpster fire? Is it going to be bad? I mean,
to be like, are those the 4 movies? Is it Craven, Marvels, and the 2 DC movies?
Yeah, Craven. I'm kind of like whatever. I don't really care too much.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think any of them particularly look like. I know people want to hype up Blue Beetle, it just doesn't look that great off the trailers. Like I think
I told you, it looks like a origin story movie to me, which is why I think it would have been better on. It would have been better on streaming service.
I'm hoping Blue Beetle does well, but it doesn't look like that great of a movie. So that's my worries there. I mean, Aquaman, all you hear is horror stories behind it. So, and I don't really care about the Marvels too much. I didn't really care too much about.
So for you, so out of the 4 movies we have left this year, you're really not excited about any of them, is what you're saying? Or?
No, like
not even Aquaman. I thought you really liked the first Aquaman.
I like the first Aquaman, but all I'm hearing is horror stories, and we're still yet to get a trailer. So
Infinity Force says, does the strike affect anything that's filming that has SAG members has stopped?
But I don't know what. Didn't these finish?
Didn't they might
do them like last week, like 2 weeks ago.
They might be, maybe. We'll have to double check. I'll look later because I don't really know off the top, but I think they did finish filming. We were seeing like old updates basically. So there you go. So did you see this this video pop up here? Let me share the screen. About this whole strike situation. This one kind of like with Ron Perlman. Did you see this one? Did you see this video?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Ron Perlman is talking in response to the comments made by a executive, which we never really got an official name of who did it, where they said that, you know, they wanted people to lose their houses and their apartments or whatever, but that person makes 27 fucking million a year, and that's Bob Iger, who is the new supervillain. Like him and David Zaslav, it's like Lex Luthor and Brainiac, I guess, I don't know, working together to come after people. And we're gonna watch this video, but I want to tell you this. I'm actually shocked that he said what he says in this video. I think the video has been deleted because it could almost be taken as a threat. And I'm not talking about like a general, like, you know, I hope I have the day you deserve kind of threat, but like it's okay. Let's watch it, and then people can tell me what you think about it. Here we go.
One thing before I get off this: the motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments. Listen to me, motherfucker. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. Some of it is financial, some of it is karma, and some of it is just figuring out who the fuck said that. And we know who said that, and where he fucking lives. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that on people. You wish that families starve while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing. Be careful, motherfucker. Be really careful. Because that's the kind of shit that stirs shit up.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that one? Hellboy himself.
I mean, I don't know how Bob Iger can go down and look at any actors and writers in the face now. Like, what a fucking stupid thing that Bob Iger did. Like, because the thing is, Bob Iger's always been someone that sort of like stays out of that or plays very grey area. But he came out and it was just like a fucking moron. Like, I don't even know what he was thinking doing that interview.
Yeah.
Like, I when I saw the things, like, I was like, surely it's like misquoted. I'm like, no, there's actual. It was on, like, what was it? Was it MSNBC or whatever it is? Like, it was on that. What an idiot! Like, the thing is that, like, I know David Zaslav does some silly things, but he's actually been very smart in this. He's just stayed silent. He's just gone off and he's just hiding in the back because that's the way to do it. Because you're just going to say stupid shit. And Bob Iger, like, pretty much he played stupid shit bingo.
So Ethan, the only thing is, and this is not me because I'm not confirming this, but the fact that Ron Perlman, who's probably got a huge connection to other actors, they probably know who said it. They probably are aware. And that's why he said this, but I'm more concerned with the sort of subtle threat that is being said. You know what I mean? That's what I'm curious about, honestly.
Well, but here's the thing: is that, like, this isn't a surprise. That, like, this is like the whole thing is about, like, just hoping that, like, the it goes on long enough for people will start not being able to pay rent or paying their mortgage or whatever it is. Because that's every single union action ever. That's what the big companies do every single time a union strikes. Yeah. Is they're like, well, we'll just hold off because eventually you need money. No one's got that many savings if you're fighting for payments. Like, if you're like, well, I'm not getting paid enough, you probably, like, I mean, most people, especially in America, would have less than, like, what, $500 to $1,000 in their savings.
Yeah.
As, like, maybe like someone with, like, a
I would say probably less than that. I mean, we're like America no longer has a middle class. America's basically you're rich or you're poor. There's no middle class.
Upper and lower. I mean, most people live week to week, and, you know, like, it's scary when you get into this type of situation. Like, I don't even know what some of these writers are doing. I'm assuming they're like I don't even know.
DoorDash. I mean, that's kind of what most
people do. But even then, just in regards to even paying stuff, like, remember that during this whole period, they've just moved down their couch hopping or whatever it is. Yeah. Just hoping for the best. I mean, that's probably the smarter way to do it. But yeah.
See, Staggerboard, this is what I thought. People could take that video the wrong way and think he's inciting violence. And this is kind of why I was concerned when he did it. Because I'm like, I understand the way they feel. Like, I'm angry for them. You know, I'm angry that they're being treated the way they are. And some of the stuff we're hearing, like I believe they were saying that actors were getting offered to $200, like background actors, $200 to come in, but they'd have to have their likeliness or I guess what they look like scanned so that movies could use them in, you know, as much as they want for the rest of their life. For $200. I mean, I don't know if that's absolutely true, but just the fact that that was even something that was talked about, I can understand being angry, but I'm worried that because this was a live stream, I believe it was taken from a live stream. I just wonder if anything's going to happen. I mean, is this something that is going to, because let's be clear here, he's had a very long career. I don't know if he even cares about getting work anymore, to be honest. Like, he's fighting for other people who act as well. And I think that's more important to him than maybe his own career. But sometimes you have to say stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that sometimes you have to just do what's right. Like,
well, here's the thing.
It may not be the most financially best thing for you, you know, but
that's the thing. I saw people going like, why are these big actors that don't even have to work anymore and they could live a very wealthy life? Why are they joining in? It's for this specific reason. It's so that they're listened to, that this is taken seriously. Because if you're Phil McCracken, that's, you know, been writing for, I don't know, maybe that Grease, that Pink Lady show or whatever it is, no one knows who the fuck you are. You know, or maybe you're an actor in that. I don't even know who any of the actors in that show are. So that's an example of like maybe fighting for the little guy, the person that's, and they've said like, I know the stats gone around, it's like 1% of SAG actors make a living. And it's more like 5%, but like the higher echelon, we actually know their names. Yeah. Like, you will not know like 90 to 95% of SAG actors' names. You'll be like, who the hell is Bob Doodle? Like, you don't know who they are. I mean, and you're not fighting for half of the people. You're fighting for like 90, 95, 96% of the people that either are working day to day as background actors or extras or whatever it is to make a living, or it's a part-time job and they're working at, like you said, maybe like a DoorDash, or they're working at an office or something like that, or waiting. I mean,
let's be clear here. The board of directors and the CEOs could lose 50% of their income and still be rich as fuck. Yeah. Like, that's just the reality of it. Cody Ziegler, who was a writer for She-Hulk, whether you like the show or not, said that his residual check for the episode that he wrote was $400. Now, whether you like the show or not, or you don't like the writing or whatever, that's an offensive amount to pay someone that worked on a show for Disney.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that he wrote arguably what would have been the most viewed episode in that series.
True.
Outside of maybe the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, if you write, and usually the person that writes the first episode is the showrunner anyway. So they're getting paid for the show running things anyway. So like, for like an actual, like just a writer in the show to get that much. But then again, that taps into the biggest issue here is the streaming thing, because they're not getting the network TV. You're seeing like I can't remember who it was. I saw it on, I think it was Twitter. And someone was breaking down the residual payments and stuff like that. And they were comparing streaming to like when something airs on network TV, which is, or just TV, like normal TV in general with ads and stuff, which isn't as much now because of the streaming thing. And they were just comparing the payments. There was a person who showed their streaming thing. Eric, it was about 9 pages long with 30 rows. It was like 25 to 30 rows of residuals. So 9 times about 25, 30. So around like, you know, 250, 300 instances of residual payments. It totaled $85.
Right.
There was a page, they showed it, outside of like 2, which were like 2 cents. The rest was 0-cent residuals. How is that even a residual? 0 cents. It's zero. It's like
it's the paper it's printed
Eric,
on is worth more.
The bag's empty.
Yeah. No, the paper that was printed on was worth more money, basically.
Yeah. The ink, like, to send it in the mail, it would have cost more money than that, like one page there.
Yeah. But they're legally obligated to pay them, even if it's like peanuts, basically, at this point.
Yeah.
I also want to point out, I had this over here in the notes as well, that studios like or services like Netflix and Hulu, and even Prime to some degree, like Amazon Prime, they're going to benefit from this for a short period. And what I mean by that is they can look to, like the CW, we talked about that, where they can get content licensed from other places and bring it over to exclusivity in the market, and that will fill in some gap in times for them. And that's something that major networks don't really have access to. Like CBS doesn't really have access to that. NBC doesn't really have access to that. I mean, they have their own streaming services, but those are all shows that are filmed in the United States primarily, or even Canada. So that's going to be covered under this strike. It would be affected by SAG. It would be affected by the WGA. So they're going to suffer. But like Netflix can continue to grab international shows that maybe have 4 seasons and show the quote unquote first season of it during the fall or something. And that's a show for them that they don't have to worry about.
Well,
like this, you know?
Even here's the thing, even with like Disney, they're from eating within, like they're putting Miss Marvel on ABC.
So that was the next thing. Let's talk about that. I have that here. This tab open. So this is something I want to talk about because I feel like this is going to have a weird effect. And the reason why is I believe this is going to cause some issues, but it's also smart in a way. And if you didn't hear, ABC is going to start airing Miss Marvel week to week off of Disney Plus. Now, to be fair, out of all the shows on Disney Plus, with the exception of maybe Moon Knight, I think Ms. Marvel is the most accessible show because it doesn't really need a lot of like background in the Marvel universe to like tune in and watch it. But let me tell you why I think this is happening. It's them trying to put a Band-Aid on this issue. They want to promote the Marvels, right? This is their way of sort of promoting that by putting this on ABC, and they want content for ABC. So it's filling in 2 spaces. My concern is this going to do like what they did with Pixar, where they are training people that if you don't want to pay for our paid service, eventually we'll put it out for free with ads? Or do you think that's a concern they're going to have, or do you think this might not? They're not even thinking about that by doing this.
I don't know. Probably not. They're probably not thinking. They just need shit.
Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah. People asking. I've seen it a couple of times. This doesn't affect video games. It's Screen Actors Guild. It's film and TV.
Yeah.
So if you're doing voice acting for a video game, if you're doing a radio show, it's fine. If it's just, if you do a podcast, that's fine. You just can't do anything that ends up on like a screen, like film or TV. So that includes anime, voice acting for TV, things like that. So it's film and TV that is associated with.
I want to point out though that this may be something that if this strike goes on for a long time, we may see other Marvel shows come to ABC. Like this might be the first one, but they may do something like, oh, this worked out really, like if the numbers are good, they might say, oh, this works out really well for us. We want to bring Hawkeye to TV now or something like that. Something they think will pull in viewers. But are the people behind this TV show going to get some sort of bonus to that by it being on network television?
Well, yeah, they'd have to be. If they'd get residuals. But then again, like I don't know if I mean the girl that plays Miss Marvel probably doesn't need it. But like then again, some of those other actors that's in there going, depends how much they got paid, like when they actually did it and everything like that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like this is going to be their way, because I guarantee while this show is airing, we will see ad after ad from the Marvels.
It'll probably just be ads throughout the entire thing. They'll just use one big advertising campaign.
This is their way of circulating.
And the thing is that like this is well known. It's I think before Secret Invasion, it was the lowest viewed series, wasn't it? So some people probably don't even know it exists.
Compared to the other ones, however, it had the highest demographic of diverse viewership, which is what they wanted for the show. They said households between like 18 and 25 or whatever. It was the most watched show in that age demographic. So it's one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'd really care too much about that. Like when it comes down, they probably go in the numbers.
Well,
like,
I mean,
that's the thing I'm saying is that like when it goes on ABC, people might think it's a completely new show.
Yeah,
they might not have even heard of it. So like they go and there's like, oh, it's a new show, Marvel show. Oh my god, I mean, watch it.
Do you think we'll see other Marvel shows come to to ABC if this goes on?
I mean, depending on how long this goes on for, they might chuck on Falcon and the Winter Soldier or something like that.
Yeah. We have a couple of super chats here. Let's answer these, and then we will have a funny. We're gonna like sort of timeline cleanse with a funny video. All right. So Thomas here with a $4.99 super chat. Can't renew membership on iPhone. Okay, didn't know that. All right. Well, Iger comments were so disgusting, and he said it a billionaire retreat with Zaslav Tim. Look, I've said before that. So also Bob Iger, let's be clear here. His comments about like Marvel and slowing down on production and all this other stuff. These are things that are the complete opposite of what he said before he left Disney. Before he left Disney, he's the one that established a lot of this stuff down the pipeline. And I'm not a fan of Bob Chapek at all. I think Bob Chapek kind of stumbled when it comes to Disney, but Bob Iger isn't any better. These are executives who they're not creative.
Oh my God.
What?
He fucking returned.
Oh, yeah. These are executives that are not creative at all. So the fact that they get so much money for just like dictating people's lives is disgusting. I agree. And hope you can renew your membership soon, Thomas. Cody says $2 super chat. And a Team Airrick member. Greg Clark said some stuff too, actually. I saw that. I didn't pull it up. There's actually Sean Gunn said a bunch of stuff too, but I didn't want to pull up every single video. But yeah, if you go on social media, Sean Gunn, Clark Gregg, several other people have made comments about it. It's, again, these are stars who are big enough that they don't necessarily have to do this, but they are. They're out there on the front line. They're visible. And that's what's important, really, when it comes down to it. So, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Look who has returned, everyone. Martin is back with a super chat. Good to see you, Martin. So we've been wondering. But it looks like you've returned. Thank you for the super chat. Good to see you. You've missed about an hour of the video today, and so many. Go back on Twitch. There's plenty of videos to watch. So thank you so much for the super chat, Martin. Good to see you. Maddie here with a $1.99 super chat. Martin's finally returned. He's Road to Rudders. That's right, Martin. We have not done Road to Rudders because I wasn't sure where you were, and you donated so much into Road to Rudders that we postponed it. So now that you're back, I'll have to see if I can schedule that. So thank you so much, Maddie. I appreciate it. Pagey, are you excited to hear about that? Is that good news?
Well, I don't think you want to do Road to Rudders, so now you're being coerced into doing it.
No, we still haven't gone. We haven't done the trip. We never did the trip. We were going to go to the museums in Washington, D.C., and that's where we were going to go to Rudders.
Well, now you can go meet your mate Biden. Fall down the stairs together.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do all that. Anyway, let's go over here. So Pagey sent me this video, and I went and watched it. So if you are looking to hire someone to help you with content, Evan here is available. He is available to work. He's willing to cross the picket line because he is not a member of SAG or WGA or anything. It's a 2-minute video. We're just going to watch a little bit of it. But this Evan says he's an AI Imagineer, screenwriter, director. I can write your final draft in 2 days and create an AI for you that can make a full movie every 3 hours. Let's hear what Evan has to say here.
Hi, my name is Evan Lefevre. I am an AI Imagineer, a screenwriter, director, actor, and video game designer, and I've been a screenwriting prodigy since the age of 11. By the age of 15, I was trained at a college level in filmmaking, editing, television design, and screenwriting. And like I said, I am an AI Imagineer, and I have cracked the code on how to utilize AI as a screenwriting tool. With my genius ability,
Are you adding these sound effects?
every genre, horror genre, action, drama,
Are
comedy.
you adding these sound effects?
I mean,
I don't know
good
what you're talking about.
screenplays.
Yeah, you must be. Yeah, I just heard your desktop making noise.
Screenplay into final draft form in 2 days, utilizing AI as a writing tool. And that's not all, y'all. For the less than the price of one blockbuster Hollywood movie, one budget of one movie, I can create for you an AI that will allow you to, within 3 hours, create a $10 billion budget movie.
Oh, by the way, have you read the script?
3 hours that is completely photorealistic and
It's right there. Have you read the script?
No. Is it so? What was the script? I didn't read it. So tell us.
It's like
what
an
it was.
Annabelle ripoff, like Annabelle creation and like Annabelle Chucky sort of thing. I would open it up and then look. You can scroll down and look at some of the dialogue.
All right, hold on. Let me.
It's in that Google Docs thing there.
Yeah. Well,
and by the way, what a miss! He mustn't be that smart because if he wanted to be wouldn't you change your name to LaFlavor?
Yeah, probably.
Like, why would you say with LaFlavor? Like, what a lame! Like, go LaFlavor.
All right,
like, that's
so here we
the
go.
way
This
to
is
like McLovin. Like, that's just the way to go about it.
Here we go.
You got the opportunity there, take it.
Make believe, right? This is what he wrote here.
That honestly looks a bit like you, Eric. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it? Maybe it does.
It's not been set out like a proper.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. Looking at this is Chat GPT.
Yeah,
that's basically what this is. This is just Chat GPT. I try. It's hard. Mom is still hurting too, and I don't want to make her sad. I'm still hearing the voices. The things they say are starting to scare me. So I want to point out, okay, so the irony of this is, we're not going to really read this whole thing or whatever, but what he did here is exactly what an executive could do. They don't need to hire him for this.
No.
This is what the writers and the actors are fighting about. They don't need to hire him for this because they can do this already. They can do that already. They don't need him. And he says, "Oh, I can build something that'll make a movie for you." That's what they do. They've already got those systems. They already exist in Hollywood. The fact that he doesn't even know that shows that he's just completely out of his element. Honestly, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly, for him to do that. Anyway, all right. What do we got for our next topic here? Let's see. Oh, let's talk about briefly My Adventures with Superman. Are you watching it or no?
No.
So you haven't even watched like even one episode at all?
No.
So what's the reason why? Are you just not?
I don't know. It just doesn't look that interesting to me. So I just thought. I mean, I've said it to you before. I'm trying to limit the like superhero stuff that I watch. Yeah.
But what's the deciding factor? Is it because it's animation or?
It just even the trailer just didn't look that good. It just looked mid. And I'm seeing clips and stuff like that. I'm like, and they go, "Oh, this is the final." Like, I mean, Superman Lois has been doing that accurate Superman for 3 seasons now. So
I don't think it's
it hasn't been
like
there.
Superman and Lois though. I don't think it's like that show.
No, but the way that people are referencing is if like Superman hasn't been accurate for like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like,
but
like
this is a really young. This is like a 20-year-old Superman though. He's really young.
Yeah, I know. I've seen like the clips and stuff like that, but yeah, and also I didn't know if you can watch it in Australia. I don't even know if there's anywhere to watch it.
Wait,
usually
Adult Swim not available in Australia?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's on any like the.
It's
the
on
streaming
4Play, right?
4Play.
Yeah.
What's 4Play?
Play 4, whatever that one is that Survivor's on.
10 Play.
10 Play,
Hold on.
whatever it is. 5 Play.
I'm looking on the thing where the streaming service it should be on.
Okay.
And it's not here. Naomi is. I don't know. I typed in Superman and Naomi showed up on it. Okay. Hopefully that soundboard gets deleted, or at least you put some. You need to put like some decent sounds on there, like these nuts, or like yeah, or something.
Twitch
or like
these nuts, that one.
Or just some decent ones, like not those shit ones that you've been doing.
Yeah.
Like, do you need like Return of the Mac, just quickly, just like a little thing like that, or
I think My Adventure with Superman is actually really good. I enjoy it, but I also enjoy animated stuff. I know you're not a big fan of animation in general. So.
The thing is that I can just tell you unequivocally, I won't be watching it. So
right,
I will not be gaslit. Like pink shirt.
They introduced Silver Banshee this week, which I thought was really cool. Look, even Cody's trying to twist your arm here.
I don't think I'm missing out because also I'm totally missing out if like. I think I think it'd be worth. Like, if you're missing out, it's like, oh fuck! I wish I could watch it, but it's not here. Which would be the case because it's not here. But I don't feel like I need to watch it. I don't feel that desperate to.
Well, you know what you shouldn't miss out on though.
Oh, let me answer.
Flash movie on the blockchain. That's what you shouldn't miss out on. Did you see this news?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what is this? What is the blockchain?
Okay, so it's basically an NFT scam. It's pretty much what it is. So NFTs have lost value quite a bit. And what it is like we'll use the Logan Paul NFT as an example. So there was one that was worth like 630 million. No, 630,000, I think is what it was. $630,000 NFT, right? Its value now is $10. They just don't retain value. So now we've got this Flash movie immersive NFT blockchain thing they're doing to try and sell stuff related to it. I'm not going to watch the trailer here because I think it'll probably get a copyright hit or whatever. And I don't feel like getting a copyright thing for this. But it's very clear to me that Warner Brothers expected this movie to be massive. because of the stuff that it's got tying into it. Like we had the podcast that we found out was like a sequel to the movie, based a few years down the road or whatever. Now we have this, which is like a super, like I looked into this. This actually was a lot of work that went into making this like virtual world where you can go in and like click objects and get NFTs and stuff. It seems to me like they expected it to be massive. So they invested a lot of money in these other side projects, which are now no longer relevant because the movie completely crashed and burned. Would you agree that you like, because we talked about it before the movie even came out, we suspected the movie could have been a monster hit. And this is going to be one of those films, I think even 10 years from now, people are going to be debating like what happened with this movie. How did it do so poorly? Does this give you any indication that maybe they were expecting this to be like their first big like hit in a while, basically, for the DCEU?
Oh, 100%.
Based on that stuff?
I think, yeah, like I think you can clearly tell that was the case, but which is why it's a bit of a surprise, but maybe like cool, because surely this thing maybe they're just going, okay, hey, maybe it wasn't maybe we can let's just not do it, because I think it adds a bit more memeage to it now. Like the movie already didn't do well. Do you need to add like the memeage here with it? Yeah. I don't know. When I saw that,
the movie's made a little bit more money before it goes on streaming. I don't even think it's still at 300. I think it's like 290 or something like that.
I'm surprised it made over 250. I thought a lot of people thought it was going to cap off below 250. So
I thought so.
So maybe like just some international things came out, or maybe because it was like cheaper to go see it. Maybe that people went eventually saw it. But I'm surprised they even got above 250.
They were giving away tickets at the end, like basically buy one get one. I mean, so
that post was up for a bit, and then they deleted it because it got bullied. So I don't even know if that still happened, that Fandango thing. But yeah, like I mean, like it's just one of those things. Like that's why you can never be too confident with something.
I think this is weird. So first of all, I think if the movie had been a hit, this would have still been controversial. But now nobody cares.
To be honest, Eric, I don't really understand the controversy around it. If you choose to buy into it, you do. It's just like gambling. It's just like with gambling.
Well, that's not the controversy. The controversy is the amount of it's bad for the environment, basically, is what it is. That's the controversy around it, pretty much. Because the blockchain has to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it uses up massive amounts of energy, basically.
Was it just a server?
It's a massive amount of servers that run with like backups and stuff like that, because the blockchain is the way they retain the value. Because typically online stuff, it doesn't have much value if it gets shared around. The blockchain is like an authenticator for content. So like if you own a piece of art, the blockchain is the way they keep track of that art. So it has to run constantly. And there's a lot of countries where they're
yeah. I mean, my whole viewpoint is I don't really give a shit, because if you're still dumb enough, if you're dumb enough to get into NFTs in the first place, because you got swindled pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
it's a scam. I remember I was talking about it back then. I was like, it's just people offloading stuff. It's just like with cryptocurrency for the most part. Cryptocurrency can be like legit, but most of the stuff you saw back then was people trying to fool people into buying because they could sell.
NFTs are just another form of cryptocurrency, basically. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, you usually use cryptocurrency to buy.
Look, I would never say, never take my opinion for stuff, but don't buy NFTs. Like it's really not worth it to get into it. Yeah, it's basically you can take an NFT and post it anywhere, and somebody that owns it gets perks, like a virtual token. The original concept behind NFTs, from what I understand, were if you buy this object, you get like this perk for it, which made it different from just like a piece of art. So for example, if I made a after party NFT, it could do something like you get priority access to content. And so you just enter in this NFT's code and you can get into anything. But the reality is most people don't want to deal with all that, because that's something you would have to do forever and ever and ever. Somebody buys that NFT, they would have access to your content forever. No matter what new thing you come up with, they would always have access to it. That's why it held so much value. But nobody ever implemented it, because it's just too much effort to do that.
Here's the thing, Eric. Okay. So for those who don't know, Eric's a bit of a noob when it comes to like we've gone over before. Like Eric's never seen any movies, so I'm wondering, like, throughout the potential break with no content coming out potentially, will Eric widen his library of viewed things.
We could incorporate that with Pagey's picks. Pagey's picks could be a way for me to have to
So,
like watch
what people
content.
suggest movies, and I pick the one that you have to watch throughout the week. I mean, you still got to watch Saving Private Ryan. You still got to watch
Yes.
that.
Right. No, I was saying like if you do a Pagey's pick, I could do a poll to ask people which one they want me to watch or something.
So
like
I come up with the 3 choices, and then there's a poll to vote which one.
basically, yeah, that would be what it would be.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
not Snowtown.
Well,
I've already watched it, so we're
Well,
not
you've already
watching
watched that.
again, so-
Oh, I think I could come up with some. I'd have to get the ones that would be like nowadays offensive, so Eric watches them and gets offended.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be perfect.
And then Eric has to
Can't
give
wait
an
for that.
unbiased review about. the
Can't wait
offensive
for that
movie.
one. Yeah. Thomas Scott, you were the 199 super chat. Flash is on VOD Monday, 1 month after release. Well, that the problem is that's happened to a lot. Like Flash or Fast X had that. Something else recently did that as well.
Well, that Asteroid City went to it like less than a month, wasn't it? 3 weeks
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Look, I am seeing this now, Pagey. We were geniuses. We should be hired to work for these studios because we said last year, we talked about this on Twitch, and I'm seeing other people say this now. Overcrowding in the market is the biggest problem that movies are having right now. We said this at the end of 2022, before this year even started. Like the fact that analysts are just now coming around to this.
Well, the one thing we didn't really talk about before was, I guess that's the advantage of having something that runs for long like this. But back in 2019, when all those streaming services were getting built and now announced, they're coming out in 12 months or whatever it was, we're sitting there going like, this is fucking stupid. Why are they all releasing? They're not going to, no one's going to be out like, how do you make money from this?
You mean the amount that we're getting? Like the amount of streaming
and we know that they're trying to make money from a fucking with the residual payments and pretty much making them a non-entity. I am very curious to see what happens over the next 6 to 12 months with the streaming services. And we're talking about on Twitch, whenever it was early in the week, that...
By the way, follow us on Twitch.
That all this money stuff is going to get passed down to the consumer, and everyone's going to be like, fuck, I don't want to pay an extra $5, an extra $4, or whatever it is for Netflix.
I would not be surprised if we see a $2 to $5 increase in most of the streaming services between now.
Depending on how much they already cost. Like maybe Netflix might only go up $2, but like Disney Plus could go up $5 or something like that.
But you've always said that Disney Plus is the one that you actually get more bang for your buck because of the amount of content they have on there.
I don't think HBO Max, let me see a Peacock, and Paramount Plus should exist. I don't understand the need for them to exist. To me, it seems silly because they already they already had networks or whatever.
Well, you see what's happening, right? Paramount Plus has already said that shows that are on Paramount Plus will take up time slots in the fall. So some of the first seasons of those shows that were exclusive, which by the way, if you're someone that pays for the exclusive services, I understand giving people like a promo episode, like the first episode or something like that, but they're dumping full seasons on like television with commercials, which basically devalues their streaming service.
Yeah. And the thing is that with these streaming services, now that you have, Warner Brothers making their own content, now there's no licensing fees. Like they're getting licensing fees from a show like Superman or Lois, which just helps with the residual fees as well, when people are being actually paid properly. But when you're something like Titans, for example, and you go straight to HBO Max, or when it was on, or whatever the show is, there's no licensing fee for a lot of that stuff coming from, an actual network like a CW or an NBC or something paying Warner Brothers TV for it. So it was a thing to try and be greedy, but at the same time, it's ended up in them losing an avenue of income, an avenue of revenue that would help people along the way, for whether it was at that moment or every single year that we go past or whatever it is. So, really, I think the only streaming services that make sense to exist, and obviously Netflix. I think Prime Video, just because it already existed. Like, that was already there for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that was there for, when did that start? 2016? Or earlier than that?
Yeah.
Because Mrs. Maisel was one of the first shows.
Most of these streaming services debuted between 2016 and 2018. So.
Well, no, I think a lot of these ones, like HBO Max was 2019.
Yeah, I'm talking about
those three I mentioned, like Paramount Plus, HBO Max, the ones that probably shouldn't exist were all in 2019 or 2020.
Right, but they were being built between 2016 and 2018, promoted between.
Oh, they would like it. Well, I think they all got announced like 2018. There was like rumors like the year before. Like they actually got officially confirmed.
Because that's when we started talking about it. Basically, was when they started advertising it, pretty much.
Yeah, which is like 2018, maybe beginning of 2019 or whatever it was. But like that. I don't know how they continue to exist, or we're to the point where the consumer doesn't get royally fucked for it. Yeah. Where, and then as I said, that's the point where I think, because I've seen people complain. I know there's a lot of people that are supporting the strike, which I'm always going to be a fight. I'm going to always show bias for the little guy, which is the guilds in this.
Oddly enough, Cody says, I want to bet the Rise of the Pink Ladies will be on Paramount Network this fall. Look, here's the thing. Also, that Star Trek show they just canceled, the whole season was finished. The Prodigy show, like 20 episodes or something was done. So it's animated. They're short, like 30-minute animated shows or whatever. I guarantee that cancellation, if this goes on long enough, it'll get re-put back on the service because they're going to need to have content for the fall. I can almost guarantee it. So let's talk a little bit about something else that is going on. If you're a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League, it looks like it might be going away. They removed the trailer that advertised it for HBO Max.
Hallelujah.
Internationally, they're removing it from the streaming service.
Ooh.
This says a lot of things to me. What this says to me is they are trying their best to distance themselves from anything at all connected to this universe. That's what it says to me. What about you?
Eric?
No, because we're not trying to get demonetized.
I don't care. I watched it 1.5 times and I haven't touched it since.
No, I mean, what do you think the reason behind this is? Do you think it's just because they're like nobody's watching it and it's gotta go?
I don't know. It's probably just a thing that they probably don't think it's fucking worth it. I don't know, it's probably like a weird, because it was a streaming thing, so it's probably very similar to what is it? That Rise of the Pink Ladies and stuff, where it costs them money to keep it.
Yeah,
it's different than like having like the movies which are in their archival libraries and stuff like that, which they can just put on there. This is something that they probably just, and obviously people aren't watching it, otherwise they probably wouldn't remove it.
Well, that's what I mean. And then he says here that didn't someone at Warner Brothers Snyder Cut was a mistake. I believe a lot of people felt that way.
Don't we fucking both agree with that?
Well, I've always said that okay, let's get controversial here.
Just be honest.
The only reason this was even done was to promote HBO Max.
And then it took too long to come out, and it was pointless by the end of it.
So for me, I know a lot of people want to say, "Oh, it was the movement. It was a movement." I maybe a little bit of that played into it, but I think ultimately they had enough footage. They were like, "Hey, we're going to give you a little extra to finish this off, the VFX and everything, and then we're going to put it out as an exclusive on HBO Max." This was something they thought was going to work for them, and clearly it doesn't. It's confusing because I guarantee the regular Justice League movie is still available on HBO Max, where the Zack Snyder Justice League
because it actually came out theatrically and everything like that. So it's not this like HBO Max property.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, to me, look, I never like stuff getting removed when it's going to take away residuals from people. But the problem is that I think everyone connected to this movie was also connected to the theatrical release. Pretty much everybody, meaning that they're still getting their residuals for their, like, I wonder if they were getting separate checks for both films. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were maybe people were getting paid for both things. Like Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, all of them were getting like double checks because it's two different films. I wonder if they just were like, we don't want to keep both.
Yeah, they probably would have been. They would have been, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but you can't look. Fatman here says you can get it on physical. Yes, it's available. You go online and buy it from Amazon or whatever if you really want it. But look, this is the future we live in right now. Like, these studios don't want to pay people residuals. They don't want to keep things around if it's not making them any money. And this is one of those times where I think it happened. You're laughing. What's funny? What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about?
Oh, no, it's nothing.
You're not going to say anything? All right. Let's talk about Superman Legacy here. I made a video on this, but I didn't, not on this particular part, but on the story earlier this week. What do you think about the new casting? We have a Green Lantern, we have a Mr. Terrific, we have a Hawk Girl, and now we have Metamorpho. who were all cast in here. What do you think of the castings, and are you excited about any of these characters or no? It's a lot of people are confused about some of these castings. Like, how do they fit together, basically?
I think the castings are fine. Like, I don't mind Anthony Carrigan. Like, it probably depends, because a lot of people would expect like Metamorpho to maybe like be like
The Rock.
more bulky. Yeah, I was gonna say like The Rock, but like ironically, you know, like but I think it's fine. Like, he's good actor. So like, I do think it's like a bit just, you know, here's the thing. I think the Superman and Lois casting, everyone was like, that's really good. And then the other ones is like, I don't think this one, like this one, so I think that maybe that's why they kept it separate, because this one's actually like, I think fine. But like, I haven't been like, I don't know. I can't get over the Green Lantern casting. I think it's so bad.
Right. So let's get out here. Let's talk about this as well. So we have Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. We have Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, and Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. You say you can't get over the Green Lantern casting. Like, why are you not happy with it? I think
it's just not Guy Gardner. And like, my only worry is I'm trying to think logically throughout it. Like, I'm trying to think of this DC universe and its timeline, because Nathan Fillion's like 50 or something, but he's playing Guy Gardner. So how old's Hal Jordan?
I mean, I'm guessing they're just going to be younger. I'm going to guess.
So they're going to make it that Guy Gardner was first.
Yeah, I think someone's like, I'm not a huge Guy Gardner. Like, I don't know a ton about him other than like the group comics. Someone said he's always been older than Hal Jordan. Is that true? Let me double check that.
Because the way that it's described with Hal Jordan is that he's been around for a bit, and then that's where Jon Stewart comes in. Unless they're flipping it, and that's not what's exactly is going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, let me look.
My only thought. I'm assuming that Guy Gardner's not going to be that big a player in this universe at all. If anything, he might die, because it seems like such a weird casting to cast Nathan Fillion in the role.
People were saying that he was always older than Hal Jordan, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I know chronologically he didn't appear first, but I'm looking now. I don't see anything about him being older, so I don't know if I can confirm that or not. But clearly in this DCU, he will be, because there's no way they're going to cast someone older for Hal Jordan.
Yeah, it just makes me think that he's obviously not going to be there for that long, because I don't think Gunn's casted Nathan Fillion for accuracy, so it's obviously just for the I don't know, for the meme or whatever it is. I don't mind. As I said, I think the Metamorpho casting is decent. You have to wait till he's in like all that weird crap, that makeup and stuff. And I think the Eddie guy that played Mr. Terrific is good. So like, it was pretty clear he was setting up the Terrifics. I think even when Mr. Terrific was cast, so it's not a surprise that Metamorpho was cast like the next day or something.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Terrifics from the comics or he just uses Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho as the basis for that, and then adds two other randoms. I'm not too sure.
Do you think that the casting of Nathan Fillion was because they didn't have any quote unquote big name actors in the movie?
But Nathan Fillion's not a big name actor.
Compared to everybody else, I think he's
I think compared to everyone else there, yes. He's probably like the most well known, but I don't know if that's saying much. I think Lex Luthor's probably going to be the biggest name. But then once again, I don't think this movie necessarily needs a big name because it's goddamn Superman.
I mean,
I don't think it necessarily needs it.
Okay, so my next question is, like, do you think this movie needs to do financially more money than Man of Steel? I think it needs to break that.
In the current context of the DCEU, yes.
Okay, so we're talking like 700 million plus, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think it will. I don't see how it doesn't. But then again, like, it just, you don't know because it's 2 years from now.
Let me see. I want to see exactly how much Man of Steel made in 2013. So Man of Steel made 670 million in 2013. So that means that this movie would have to clear 700 to basically beat Man of Steel. correct me if I'm wrong. Was Henry Cavill relatively unknown in 2013? I don't remember anything.
He was
that he'd
like
been
he
in,
was on
so-
that Tudor show, which not many people would have known him. Like he would have been probably a bit more well known than David Corenswet.
Yeah.
But like not like known in England maybe, but like not really known. Like not really.
Okay. So basically, he's coming into this the same way as David Corenswet is then as Superman, pretty much. I mean, with relatively similar experience or exposure.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I remember David Corenswet because once I remembered what he was in, I was like, oh, Hollywood. Okay, yeah. So I remember who he is. But
That's
right
the
away,
only thing I've watched him in. And like to be fair, he's the lead in that first episode. Though he sort of gets, but then he sort of drops off. But like a lot of people only watch the first episode of a Netflix series, and he's the main character, like straight the main character in that first episode. So like you know, I guess there's maybe some sort of bigger thing there.
So Ethan says, remember that comment that was made by, who was it that said that the movie stars are the characters and not the actors? Who was it that said that? Was a quote that someone said.
Simu Liu, wasn't it?
No, it was like a.
Oh no, it was Chris Evans. Was it Chris Evans?
No. It was an older. Was it Scorsese? It was somebody older.
No.
It was
He said the opposite.
No. It was someone else. Who?
Well, Tarantino.
Yes. Tarantino said something like
that.
that.
But he didn't say that. He said the movie stars and the movie stars. Not
but I mean that's a similar. But do you kind of agree with that? Do you think that's kind of the expectation there?
Well, with Superman, yes, because it's goddamn Superman. But like that, I think, but that's always been like the trend with casting Superman is that with the movies that you cast an unknown,
right?
Like someone that's not really that well known.
I have said we are in a Superman renaissance. We have a great Superman TV show, we have a great Superman animated series, and we have a movie about to come out. I feel like we're in a very like a resurgence of Superman because for the longest time, I think Superman has been sort of disrespected by the industry. Like I don't think they really took the character seriously because Pagey, I know you've heard this before. It's hard to write a good Superman story because he's unrelatable. I mean, I've heard that so many times from people. Clearly, people that have never read a fucking Superman comic in their life would say something like that. Yeah. Yes, Superman can be written in an unrelatable way because he is a larger than life character, right? But there are Superman stories that have nuance and they bring him back down and you get that and it sort of makes him feel real, like the everyman. And I think that's important. But there have been Superman stories in the comics that have been really, really, really good. And I think the fact is the studios just didn't want to really push. I wonder if that has something to do with the sort of the scarlet letter that was on Superman because of Zack Snyder. I mean, it's been a decade since Man of Steel.
So are you calling Superman a whore?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, we heard it here first.
Superman in 2023 would have an OnlyFans. 100%. 100%. He's out there getting the best selfie possible. But no, I feel like Superman's been a little bit disrespected because I mean, I feel like they just don't know what to do with the character. I'm not totally worried about this, but I remember, James, I was fighting for you a while back. I kept saying, oh no, he's not just hiring his best friends. He's not doing that. And then you hire Nathan Fillion, and I'm like, okay, it makes it impossible for you to continue.
I think the people that are going on about like, oh, you know, James Gunn casting just his mates and stuff shouldn't be, like people do it all the time. I think maybe this is an instance where I'm like, someone else should have gotten this role of Guy Gardner. However, I think it depends on what the context of the character being used is. If it's meant to be like a meme where he dies or something, then fair enough.
It is the one rare time that I take an L. I mean, it doesn't happen at all, really. But I will admit this time.
But to be honest, I think this like the thing is, I could see them getting someone maybe this well known playing. Maybe if they do Mara Park Kent, maybe they play them, or maybe it's Lex Luthor, or maybe it's like Brainiac is rumored to be the villain. So maybe it's Brainiac.
Yeah.
Maybe it's easy to get Brainiac because it's a one movie villain. So get Brainiac, make it some bigger actor who can put in a really good performance as the villain. That's all you need.
Lloyd is fact checking you. He says Pagey James says Guy Gardner is in other projects.
Well, that's a concern.
Okay. Organized Chaos here says actually limiting the big names could be a cost saving measure. Honestly, a Superman movie is good word of mouth. Will probably do well without a big. Do you agree with that? That's probably.
Yeah, but I think they probably want to make it good, like you need that good villain performance. So I can see the only big name maybe being the villain, maybe whether it is Lex or whether it's Brainiac.
Darthson says, does Harrison Ford get checks from both OG Star Wars trilogy and the special edition? See, I don't know. That's the gray area that I was talking about when it comes to the Snyder Cut. Is that considered just an extension of the theatrical version, or is it a completely separate thing? I don't have the answer for that.
Well,
honestly.
I think it's a separate thing, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. We have a couple more topics here. The next one is sort of edgy.
What's different?
Maybe it's on TMZ, so maybe it is. You ready for this one? All right. Spider-Man is gay, Pagey. That's what people are saying now. I don't know.
Spider-Man is gay.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this or not.
Spider-Man is gay.
Have you seen this drama, or were you asleep while all this was unfolding?
I saw the clip on Twitter of Tom Holland getting backed up in, but I can tell you what. I've seen clips of him doing promotional tours for this show. He looks depressed. He's like, "Fuck, this show is shit."
Okay, look. So he took a break before this drama even came out. If you guys don't remember, about a month ago, Tom Holland said, "I'm taking a break from acting for a year." Right, and I think it might be because this show was going to be so controversial, which is the new show. What is I have it written over here. Crowded Room. The Crowded Room is the name of the show. Okay. And I haven't watched it yet. I saw like a little bit of the first episode, but I have not watched the whole thing. But it says Spider-Man 4-star Tom Holland roasted online for new LGBTQ role. Other fans run to his defense. It says here, Tom Holland is playing a gay man in a new TV show, but it's not sitting well with some of his Spider-Man fans while others are defending him. Holland, who recently announced he'll return to the superhero role in Spider-Man 4, came under fire on social media Friday for his part in the Apple TV series, The Crowded Room. And it says here, one scene, Holland and another man have steamy sex. I'm not going to show it here because I'm not trying to get in trouble with freaking YouTube, which sparked the online outrage. One person tweeted, "Tom gone wrong, #not my Spider-Man." Another wrote, "LMAO, this is really somebody's favorite Spider-Man. It's probably a mix of unabashed homophobia and people who think only a gay character should play a gay role." Now, I'm going to show this tweet here in a second.
Was it homophobia, or was it the fact that he was like the bottom?
Because
the clip is weird. I've seen the clip, and I don't know if the clip's out of context. It's him just walking through a bar, and then just cuts to him getting.
Yes, it was out of context, so I'm pretty sure because you need a lot more than that for it to be considered.
I was wondering. I don't know if it was edited like that, or that's how it actually is in the episode.
But here's the funny thing: for the people commenting on Tom Holland's scene in his new show, The Crowded Room, take a look at other Spider-Man actors. You have Tobey Maguire and Robert.
I don't know if using the clip from Tropic Thunder is the best example.
So you have that there. You have this obviously here. This is from the Wonder Boys back in 2000.
Yeah.
So we have Andrew Garfield here, who also played a gay character on a play. Actually a gay character with HIV on a play. So they're acting like, this is what I mean by like reactionary social media now. They're going off about the scene with Tom Holland, but the other Spider-Man actors have also played gay characters before. So it just seems reactionary to me. It's so stupid. What are you laughing about? What are you thinking about? Tropic
just the Thunder fact that they used the Tropic Thunder clip as an example.
So that movie always makes you laugh. Oh, I think it'll never not be funny for you. I don't think
that's one of the funniest movies ever.
Anyway, but look, Tom Holland is an actor. Let him act. Let him do different things. Like he's like being typecast as Spider-Man his entire career is not something that he wants. I don't think any actor.
I think it doesn't help that the show is not being. I don't think it's helping that the show is apparently not very good either.
I've heard that, but it's not as bad as The Idol. There's no way it's as bad as that.
But I haven't seen anyone that looks like they have half a brain cell defending The Idol saying it was decent. That show was arse.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I actually lived vicariously through people that were just recapping it because I watched a couple of like the first episode.
It sounds like some like 14-year-old boy's like weird dominant fantasy like fetish. Like it's some sort of like weird thing like that. It's like a 14-year-old boy
I have
You-
no
don't
desire
need
to
too
watch
much
the Idol.
about it.
Look, if you want to watch, if people want to watch it, watch it. It's basically softcore porn at this point. I think with the Idol. So, see you later, Darth Zen. All right, we have one more small topic, and then we'll do a quick Q&A before we wrap everything up. This one is something I wanted to cover because I just wanted to sort of clear up controversy on this one. Don't believe this shit. Do not believe any of these like people coming out with like, you know, details about plots of movies and things like that. I'm not calling people liars. I'm just saying there's no way to prove that it's true. Because unless the movie ever actually gets released or somebody like the directors or the writers or one of the actors comes out and confirms any of this, these are all speculation. Have you read any of these, by the way?
No, I don't read the. I don't really care, to be completely honest, but no, I haven't.
None of them sound like they're implausible, but none of them necessarily sound like they're real either to me. I know some people actually got to see the movie apparently like the early cut of the film, and some of them have said things about what it's actually, you know, happened in the film, but I'm not going to believe any of the scoopers online. I never have. I typically always look at it like it could be true, it could be false. That's the way you have to look at this stuff, pretty much.
You know how you're talking about the Haunted Mansion premiere from before?
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying what they're doing at the premiere?
No, do they update it? Because we started talking about it.
They're getting the actors that play the characters on the Disneyland to go to the premiere as the characters. Cruella de Vil is walking the red carpet at the moment.
We're not going to show any of that because I feel like that'll get copyright claim. But
well, it's just someone's phone. Someone's just filming it on a phone.
Yeah, I don't want to take a chance of that. But
so they're update. Mickey and Minnie Mouse have just rocked up to the premiere as well. Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
That's Hollywood for you. All right, this is going to be like a 10-minute warning for anybody that wants to donate super chats or has any comments or questions for us. I'm going to update the timestamps in here as best I can after this goes available on playback. So there you go. Make sure you subscribe to both of us on Twitch, or at least me, because I don't know if Pagey's still streaming there or not, but I'm still streaming on Twitch a couple times a week. Did you give up on Twitch? Are you over? Is the Twitch party over for you?
Well, it's just there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Your Twitch streams are just a load of arse. If I wasn't there, that'd be awful.
Totally. Don't forget next Friday, if you guys are available, I'm going to be doing that 6-hour premiere of the After Party Exposed.
After Party Exposed.
That'll be next Friday. It's going to be a premiere. It's not a live stream. So if you stop in,
actually, that's what you should call it.
What?
After Party Exposed.
Oh.
XXX posed.
Okay.
Whenever you say okay, it means you're not going to do it. So
I might. Thomas here with a $4 super chat. R.A. James Gunn nepotism. It's important to note that he is no longer acting as just director, but the studio head, which means some control of pay of friend. Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to his specific movies, yes, we're probably going to see a lot of that. I don't know if it's going to be a big deal in other projects because the directors hopefully will have control over hiring, right? I mean, do you feel like that's the case, Pagey? Or
Alright, the point that he's no longer acting as just director. But what was your question that you asked?
If you believe that he's going to have that level of control over each individual film, or if the directors are going to be...
Like, well, as I said, like when it comes to like Batman Brave and the Bold, I'm sure Andy Muschietti's going to get the control of that. Like, I think like if there's anything like a major casting where it stems across like multiple things, like a overarching villain or something, then yeah, James Gunn does that. But like for like say let's say Batman Brave and the Bold, like Andy Muschietti's probably going to get a decent amount of control. Probably on who plays Batman as well,
right?
Because he's got to work with the actor. Otherwise, that's how you get creative differences. That's why Ezra Miller constantly had directors popping in and out because the director didn't cast Ezra Miller. Zack Snyder did.
I think it's going to be interesting because we'll see. I guess when the What's the first movie? Authority, right? Authority is the first movie after Superman Legacy.
No, he hasn't confirmed that. He's like they just got named it, so we don't even know if that's going to be the case.
Okay,
It could be
whatever
Batman.
whatever movie comes on after Superman, whoever's the director of that, and we see the casting come along, I think we'll give the determination whether or not he's going to play favorites. So that'll be something we'll have to see at that point. Stagger with the Fortnite Super Chat. Do you see the pictures with Mickey Mouse and friends cosplaying as Marvel superheroes? Is that the one? Was that what you were? No, that's not what you were just talking about.
No,
I don't know what that is.
That's
No,
what I'm saying, yeah.
Mickey Mouse and friends cosplaying as Marvel superheroes, like at the park, or is it like an animated thing? Not sure. You'd have to like tell me what you're talking, because I haven't seen it Staggervore, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like what you call it, Kingdom Hearts. You know, with the introducing the Disney characters into like another universe, like making Marvel superheroes. Would you like to see? This brings up a good question. Would you like to see Disney characters in a animated feature as Marvel superheroes, or no? Is that not something you think would be?
No, I don't really care for that. Do not care for that, Eric.
Anthony says, "Do not let Andy pick Batman, please." I mean, he's going to. I'm assuming he's going to have control over that, right? I mean,
well, I don't know. We don't want to let. I mean, he's directing it, so I don't know. Why? What's the concern? Who do you think he's going to pick?
Yeah, I don't know. George Clooney.
I mean, I know. I mean, James Gunn's probably going to put his brother as Batman.
Watch it. They'll announce Sean Gunn as Batman.
Did you see all the backlash around Sean Gunn? But even though he didn't say anything that wrong,
I think some
people misinterpreted what he.
Yeah, there were some people misrepresenting what he was saying.
They were trying to say, "Oh, he's saying that Netflix pays the residuals," when it's really Warner Brothers, but he didn't actually even say that. He was saying that Netflix profits so much off this, but the actors don't see any of the money. So there's some sort of like stream that goes down.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Any other stuff this week? Are you doing any streams over on your channel or no? Nothing planned?
Man, who knows what the fuck's... we were talking about before that the this year was already going to be ass. Like this year, now it's even like swamp ass. Like it's turned into swamp ass real quickly.
Because this writers and actors thing could go on through the summer, which means like nothing really.
Yeah. So
no interviews,
pretty much anyone that does videos revolving around news, just get ready for them to upload a load of ass. Like pretty much nothing, or like crumbs, if not. Yeah.
Well,
and also expect a lot of clickbait.
Yeah.
It's going to be loads of clickbait.
Well, the thing is, on my channel, I've tried to upload stuff that is directly connected to like the strike and stuff, and some people are interested. But the reality is, we don't have a ton to really.
And also, like, I mean, look at the Writers Guild thing. There was stuff at the beginning that's been going on for 2.5 months, and it's the same thing. So with the actors stuff, you're not going to get much. Like, there's not going to be like pretty much what we got now is what's going to be there till the end. Like, you probably get that, and then whatever the end is. So even the actors thing, that like, there's not going to be videos around that. Like, you see someone making constant actors videos or actor strike videos. I mean, there's nothing there unless someone says something of interest or there's drama alert that happens or whatever it is.
Yeah, or you could be some other channels where they just copy other people's videos. Like when they come out, they just copy whatever they do.
Is that like when actually I won't reference it. We can pray together that Ray Fisher will tweet something controversial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see.
What would be your dream Ray Fisher tweet? You know what mine would be? He turns on Zack Snyder. That would be the biggest drama of all time.
Yeah.
That'd be your dream Ray Fisher tweet?
I don't know.
I think you've talked about it.
I have to say, I'm having so much trouble putting together this Jonathan Majors video because it's really impossible to talk about it without, because I made a rough draft of it. I uploaded it to YouTube and it got blocked because of content.
Have you noticed these lawyers haven't said anything?
No. Well, I've noticed it. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to do it as a live stream and just pray they don't stop it or whatever. Cause I can't upload the video because any footage that I use gets immediately flagged. So I don't know.
Maybe we can get, okay. Oh, hold on. What? So yeah, TV and movie recommendations. So Eric, list 3 movies that you think people should watch. Like, what are 3 movies that you've seen that maybe you think other people haven't seen, or 3 movies? TV shows.
Nimona on streaming is really good. I believe it's a Netflix movie that was originally going to be a Disney film. I think Nimona. Have you seen that
Mona.
one or not?
It's like Mona the Vampire.
No, it's about a shapeshifter.
You ever heard of that show?
No, is it a real show?
Mate, that was a show when I was a kid. It's like, show us your fangs. Hey, Mona. It's like Mona the Vampire.
That sounds very bad.
No, there's a show called Mona the Vampire. She had a
I'm not
cat.
saying it's not real. I'm saying it just sounds very bad to me.
Like, show us your fangs.
Yeah.
Anyone watch that show? Or am I the only one that watched that show?
I didn't watch it, so I have no reference on that at all.
God, I think it's a Canadian show, but it aired on like TV over here.
Yeah. No, I don't remember that one. Nemona's good as far as movies go. Extraction 2 has been really good, but I think most people have already seen that. So I have a ton with that. What else did we watch recently? We've been watching a lot of movies. There's some shows like I Am Virgo on Prime is actually really good. That's a good series. Manifest, Doctor Who, and Teen Wolf. So Doctor Who is something we've been watching, but I don't think I have to tell people to watch Doctor Who. That's kind of a given, I guess. I will say, if we're talking about shows, Foundation on Apple TV is really good. The second season just started this week. The first season is all available on there. Foundation on Apple TV, highly recommend it. I'd never seen this. It looks like Rugrats. It looks like a Rugrats knockoff.
Like, show us your fangs. I remember the theme song. It's like,
was this actually like an Australian cartoon?
It was Canadian. I'm pretty sure it was a Canadian show.
Was
I think it had like whatever the Canadian Cartoon Network was, where these shows appeared. I can't believe more people haven't seen this show. Mona the Vampire. Mona the Vampire.
Emmanuel here says, whatever character had a great start, but the writers didn't know what to do with them and ruin them, make the character unbearable. One thing we might do on the after party, because I'm not going to answer this because this could take a while. I do appreciate the question though. Is while stuff is waiting, some weeks we might just do like retro.
Well, do you want me to
stream? So
I have a series that I've been planning, but I wanted to give some breathing room between the end and the start, and it was a pretty simple one. It's just, and I got to flesh it out more because I don't like rushing into things. You want to make sure you got planned out. But it's called Arrowverse by the episode, and pretty much just each episode is watching and reliving through like an Arrowverse episode. Especially, man, I can't remember the last time I watched like the earlier seasons of the shows.
Right.
Like I was looking through it, and then potentially getting like certain guests on and stuff like that. But that's something I have to plan. I had a look. There's a website. If you include like Constantine and some of those animated things, there is 820 episodes so far of Arrowverse stuff on the CW. If you like loose Arrowverse connections and stuff, you include Stargirl and Superman Lovers and stuff. 820 episodes. If you did an episode a week, it's like 16 years.
What?
Yeah. Just
you mean of all the individual like shows or whatever?
Yeah, if you did one episode per week as like a thing, it'd be 16 years or 15 and a half years.
I'm gonna give a preview of the where's it at? A preview of the thing for next Friday. Let me find the timestamp here. It's around 7:13. All right. Let's see, video file. This is the first section of it. The comments here that Sam told me to look through, and I'm not seeing the negative comment. If you want to just, so this is a little preview of it. Let me skip ahead to around the 7-minute mark here. Here we go. What are you laughing about? And they know who she is. She attacked the police station. So there's got to be something like. Has to be something about that this season, or I'm going to feel really let down if they don't address that at all. Because just because the team has forgiven her doesn't mean that the rest of the city has. And I wonder what Godspeed is going to be like, how he's going to work in this. Someone's at the door. Let's go see who's. This is on here. You'll get to see it again next Friday. I'm Earth 2 Eric. Earth 2 Pagey sent me. We got some reviews to do.
I think I have officially reached my geek limit. I'm kind of pissed off because my $4,000 laptop that's less than a year old is not working. You see, I thought I would be really cool and change a bunch of shit in it. How dumb, how dumb, how dumb. And now I don't know how to change it back. And now it won't even start up, like there's something totally wrong with it. Did I mention I did it myself? And now I can't fix it. So I'll probably have to reformat the whole thing. Or is it just called format? Reformat? Format? Or pay $75 and do that Geeks on Call thing. I totally fail when it comes to being a geek, and that makes me sad. Oh, so sad. You see the tears in my eyes?
Anyway,
Well, what's that clip you have to play? What's that clip?
you'll have to wait till Friday. You'll have to wait till
Oh,
Friday.
boo.
Anyway, that's a little preview. Where's my cat at? I just heard him meow. Nairobi. Anyway, so if you like that kind of stuff, you can tune in next Friday.
Does anyone have any memories, like have any ones that Eric might not have put in there? Like any ones to mention, like after party?
Again, this is going to be a series. So like if you have anything that you remember that you would like to include, so, you know. But there's a lot of deleted videos. There's videos from my channel that have just never been available. That will be available in this series. So get ready. Look, this is my avatar origin. I look good with the mustache. There we go. The Ray William Johnson era. That's what YouTube was before 2010. Pretty much. That's all it was.
Oh, I'm trying to. Do
you agree? Feeling... I blame Pagey for this kind of rhetoric. Like that is not what I turned myself into. So
what, with Earth to Eric or the computer one?
I'm not sure.
Man, as I said, we missed. There's been a lack of. But are you gonna put the? Do you have that Batwoman review where like Earth to Eric interrupts?
Yeah. I do have that one. Yeah. That'll go in.
That's
a
funny one. I can't remember what episode.
However, the other thing is that I have the originals of those videos with stuff that I did not include in the edit. They're going to be put back in for like extra. Like there'll be stuff that's not been seen in some of the videos that'll be available, like unreleased clips and things like that. So it's taken a while, but yeah. They're gonna be about 6 hours long. What'll happen is I will schedule it through StreamYard.
That's true. Maddie just said. You can probably do a compilation of Gary super chatting and asking if the Flash is going to get delayed, and then cut to the news that the Flash gets delayed.
That could be true. Yeah.
Fuck me. There's some funny ones. I can't believe there hasn't been more Earth 2 Eric. I'm surprised he's not a guest star in more videos.
Well, there might be. I'm not going to say anything. We'll wait.
I think the video that I'm most looking forward to is the Ray Fisher experience. Is that what we're calling it?
Maybe that'll have to be a whole separate one by itself though, because it's honestly I was looking through it take a lot to do all that. So
oh god.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that'll be next Friday. And if you're not able to watch it live, because it is 6 hours, a lot of time to set aside, but if you're not able to watch it live, it will be available on playback through the weekend, and then after that it will be a Team Airrick member exclusive video. So all right, let's answer these last couple super chats. We're going to wrap everything up. Stagavore here with a $4.90 super chat. It's a cover of classic Marvel comic books with Mickey and the gang as characters. You can search for it online. Okay, I'll check that out. I'll check it out. Thomas Scott here. Unpopular opinion after binging Arrow again. I think season 4 is better on binge. Season 6 is the worst season, especially new Arrow versus old Arrow team. I've said this for a while. Season 4 is the worst season, but there's still good episodes in season 4. Would you agree with that, Pagey, for Arrow?
I mean, the first half of season 4 is okay. It feels a bit off, and then obviously the back half shits the bed completely.
Yeah. Infinity Force, can't wait. This looks awesome. It's going to be fun. And depending on the support I get on it, we'll determine when the next one comes out. Like if a lot of people seem really, really interested in it and I'm looking at my analytics and it looks good, I will expedite the next episode. And if it's a little bit slower, I might wait a little bit longer to release the second episode. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, save what it's at.
Right. Can you give us a teaser of the edgiest moments so far that you've... Can you give us any sort of teasers?
There is something in there that has been removed from my channel for a long time that will be available in that first episode of this live
was it
stream.
something I did or something you did?
It was something from an after party. I'll put it that way. It was definitely something from an after party.
Wait, of old or somewhat recent?
No. It was one of the older ones. You might not even remember it. So
what did it be? Was it something that was said or something that was shown?
When I looked back through the video, it was actually not totally demonetized, but limited monetization. And I had to go through it to find out what it was. So when you see it, it'll be interesting. Because what I had to do is I had to go through and beep words. So here's the thing: to get around the whole monetization problem, some words are like beeped, so that way they don't get hit for demonetization. So,
was it when you kept telling those 9/11 jokes?
I did not do that.
I'm pretty sure you did. But it obviously wasn't that.
So this review will be available in pieces in that video. It's gone now, but it will be available in pieces.
Was it when you went on that racist rant?
That never happened.
I'm pretty sure it did. Like, I don't know why the archives will show it.
Yeah.
Actually, you've got edit of them, so you'll remove them to make yourself look good.
Well, it wouldn't be edgy if I didn't include the stuff.
I'm trying to think what was edgy back then that got what. I can't. Do you have any other teasers to it, or is that where you're going to leave us? Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think myself what
it's going to be hard for people to research because some of those live streams are not even viewable to the public.
Yeah,
anymore,
that'd be
unlisted
or privated.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Eric, you got me thinking now. No,
well, here's the deal. Next Friday, it will debut probably around the time of the normal after party. So like 5:30, somewhere around there. What I'll do is I will come on to StreamYard like now. And then I will share the video. So it'll have me like down in the corner here with the video playing here in the background. And that way I can bring up comments while the stream is going. I won't be on camera. It'll just be my little logo or whatever. But the video will be playing. And then if you guys want to super chat funny comments about things that have happened, or you want to say something about the stream, I'll bring them up on the screen because I'm not going to be answering questions because I'm not going to interrupt the video. So, but yeah, if you want to come in and super chat, and I might answer questions at the end, but while it's happening, I won't be stopping it or anything like that.
I'm still trying to think what it could be. What was back then that was edgy?
You'll have to come and see the stream.
Because the first instance of over edginess was the Unabomber. That's the one where I was like...
Yeah, but that was the one that got us in big trouble. This one is like, it was just a limited monetization.
Oh,
yeah. But this one was just a limited monetization. I had to go through the video to like see what it was. Because it told me like, this is the part where it's a problem. And I clicked on it. I was like, why is that a problem? And then I kept listening to it. I was like...
So is the Unabomber going to make an appearance, or is that...
It will, but I have to edit some of the language. Like I don't think it was the visuals that got us in trouble. It was the stuff that we were saying.
My God.
But honestly, I don't think it matters now. I think YouTube system back then was strict. So
wait,
no. I mean, their flagging system was bad.
Well, so are you scrapping the plans for the tribute to Ted Kaczynski at the beginning of that?
There's no tribute for that. Like.
I heard the music.
No,
I will remember.
No. The stream is going to be between 5 and 6 hours. It'll be a 5 or 6 hour stream. So
you did say that first time trailer looked good, so I would consider that edgy. Oh fuck, did I? God, Jesus. Well, that's the thing. A lot of those early ones was through Discord when StreamYard didn't exist.
No, it is totally. That's why when you saw that shot of
like,
there,
it
like
for the
first bubble or whatever. So
I didn't think StreamYard came around until like 2020. So like that is like first.
We started using this during the COVID era, I believe.
It came out during COVID. It was always it was very bare bones as well.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, we it's gonna be fun. So Friday around 5 o'clock, you'll see the premiere of it, and then again, if you're not watching it live, you'll have about 2 days to watch it, and then after that, it'll be a Team Airrick member exclusive. So you definitely want to be there on Friday, at least for some part of it.
Oh my God, I'm trying to fucking think. What could this edgy thing from back in the day be?
Well, you can keep thinking about it, and we're going to wrap this up. So anyway, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I will see everyone. Wait, it's Monday night on Twitch. It'll be live on Monday night. So other than that, we're out of here. Take care, and see everyone later. Bye.